Cable Sports presents the North Carolina High School Football Playoffs. It's the fourth round of 4AA, the Western Regional Finals, as the top-seeded Patriots of Independence host the Raiders of Richmond, the number 2 seed. Hi, everybody. I'm Ryan Rose. Welcome to Memorial Stadium in Charlotte, a place that just about the only place that can hold this game tonight for the expected crowd of almost 20,000 rabid fans. And why wouldn't they show up here on Thanksgiving weekend? This is the game when the brackets came out that everybody circled. They wanted to see it, and they got it. Number 1 versus number 2. No matter what poll you follow in North Carolina, Independence is at the top of it. Ernest Watts, they've won 60 games in a row. They've played outstanding offense all year long. They plug in a new quarterback. No change. They're still winning ball games. But on the Richmond side of things, offensively, they feature an outstanding offense as well, led by the legs of Marcus Rush. Over 2,100 yards rushing, 28 touchdowns. He leads a very talented triumvirate of folks for the Raiders.
Yeah, they call him the triplets down in Richmond County. He's augmented by Jamar Bryant, who has passed, received, and thrown a touchdown so far this year, and Greg Crump, who's broken all the receiving records for Richmond this year. Defensively, Richmond wants to put pressure on Joe Cox. They don't want to give him time. That means bringing the linebacker from outside over the edge to give pressure. Special teams are going to be important, more particularly the punting of Jamar Bryant, because field position will determine who is the winner tonight.
Field position key. If Independence gets a turnover more often than not, they drive it down for a touchdown, so the Raiders have to hold on to the football tonight. Offensively for Independence, you talk about Joe Cox, almost 3,300 yards passing this year. Like I said, new quarterback, same system for head coach Tom Knotts in 60 in a row. The key tonight will be to protect him.
Yeah, the offensive line, that's the key to everything for the Patriots. Big and massive. This group is mature. They average over 260 pounds per man. Defensively, you got a defense of the Patriots who's only given up an average of 9 points per game. They can match Richmond's speed for speed. Turnover is going to be important. When you get to playoffs here, talent level is so comparable that turnovers determine the winner are. That will determine tonight for the Patriots if they can convert turnovers to touchdowns, something they've done in the last 60 games.
They had a little bit of trouble last week with turnovers, a couple of interceptions against Providence, but they bounced back and they're here now 60 games in a row. This is a rematch of round 3 of the 2000 playoffs when the Patriots beat Richmond at their house by 20-plus points, so you know the Raiders are looking for revenge. The winner tonight gets their ticket punched all the way to Grove Stadium in Wake Forest. We've got it for you here. It's the Western Regional Finals. Independence and Richmond will have the starting lineups and opening kick coming up from Memorial Stadium in just a moment.
Remember Saturdays watching Quick Draw, Yogi, and Snagglepuss, wishing they were on all the time?
90. American Morning is informative. It's energetic. We will not waste people's time.
It's all about the story and the news. Some stories people say, well, why do I care? Why do I need to know? And the truth is, you do need to know, and here's why.
Bill Hammer. Soledad O'Brien. Where real news makes the difference. American Morning, weekdays on CNN.
High school football on Time Warner Cable Sports is brought to you by the North Carolina Speedway, by www.aroundcarolina.com, by O'Toole's Food and Fuel, and by Superior Cranes Incorporated. This is the 4th round of the playoffs in 4AA, which means these two teams each have gotten through 3 opponents in the playoffs to this point. As you look at this growing crowd here, a lot of fans, as many as you see, there are probably almost as many still outside the gates trying to get in. Everyone getting scanned, buying the ticket, going through the process. They didn't pre-sell anything for this game, so everybody's going through that process outside as the captains come for our opening coin toss.
Captains for Independence coming to the field hand in hand.
Raiders will wear the gold jerseys, Independence in the green tops. Both teams have the same color scheme.
A little bit darker green for Independence than Richmond's, but about the same green and gold you see. Unique, and you've got a team of juniors that are considered the overwhelming favorite in this game, being the Patriots, whereas Richmond, a very senior-laden team, one of the rare times that they're an underdog in a game. This will be the 10th regional final for Richmond. They are 7-2 in the regional finals. And obviously, Independence, pretty good streak here. Look towards what will be a record 4th straight championship if they win the next 2 games, something that no 4A team has ever done before since the modern playoffs of 1972.
And it makes sense because 4 years is an entire
it's a new class.
Graduating cycle.
New class. Very rare you have freshmen that dominate so much you're going through an entire new crew of players. There have been 2 teams that have done the 3 in a row, Richmond being the last one in 88, 89, and 90.
Here's how they got here as we take a look at the 4A West brackets, complete with scores and all that stuff. Take a look at the top half of the bracket. The Raiders have... Well, there's the top half as you look at Richmond's section.
Those rare situations when I believe when we started 4 weeks ago, the dream was number 1 to play number 2. Very rarely does this really happen, Ryan. I mean, it's just a rare situation. You have upsets, but these 2 teams overwhelmingly have been dominant over any other high school team in 4A football this year.
As you saw, that Independence has allowed a few more points than Richmond. Both teams have been tested and played from behind.
I want you to meet my fellow officials. Would you move back just a little bit? Mr. Quick will be your umpire. Mr. Wiley will be your back judge. Mr. Braybo will be your line judge. And Mr. Pendergrass will be your head linesman. You're the speaking captain for Richmond County, okay? I got a $50. Heads on that side and tails on that side. I want you to call it before I make the flip. If I drop it, we'll do it again. Call it loud enough so that they can hear. Are you ready? Tails. He calls a tails. Go. It is a tails. Going to defer, okay? Go wins the toss. And will defer. Green, you want to receive, right? Which way do you want to kick, Gold? You want to kick away from the clock, is that right? Okay, Gold, put your backs over there. Green, put your backs over here. That's good, that's good, that's good. That's good. Green team will receive the kickoff. Shake hands. Hey, shake hands.
Captain Trey Sykes making the call for the Richmond Raiders as they win the flip. Both teams have found themselves trailing in the first half for all 3 of the first rounds of the playoffs. A lot of that to the degree of slow starts by their offense, but also the opponents that each team has faced so far this year.
As we mentioned, both teams tested. You mentioned that they played from behind. The Raiders have not allowed an offensive touchdown in the playoffs. They've allowed a kick return for touchdown and 3 field goals. That's it. Independence has, however, allowed quite a few points, but they've scored more points. They put up 49 in round 1 over East Mac. They put up 41 in round 2 over Hopewell, and then eked out Providence last week, 27-16. The Raiders threw up 45 in round 1, but scored 20 and 22, relying more on the defense and a few big plays.
Well, the return of Shrine Bowler linebacker Jamar Buckley, a big addition to his Patriot defense, which has been a little sluggish the first 3 weeks. He calls the signals. He is a Shrine Bowl player. So we'll see, and the leading tackler for the Independence Patriots so far this year.
They came out really slow last week, got behind early to Providence.
Again, that's a team they'd faced before, and that's normally what you see, Ryan, in the playoffs. When you face an opponent for the second time, it's hard to get motivated because you feel like you've got their number.
Exactly.
Last time these 2 teams met, November 24th, the year 2000, 36-10. Led by Chris Leak, who's doing a pretty good job for the Florida Gators right now. And that was at Richmond, and that was the 3rd round of the playoffs, and that was the last year that they've seen a loss.
Here's blueprint to a championship. You see the 6 titles for Richmond. They dominated high school football in the 80s and 90s. Independence has won the last 3, and should they advance and make it and win, they would be the first, as you mentioned, Ernest, first 4A team to win 4 in a row.
That's
remarkable.
Yeah, Tommy Knotts has a championship himself. He won at West Charlotte back in 1995 when they faced Crest, which was a 4A team at the time. So he's got 4 rings. Ed Emery does not have a ring yet. Last time Ed Emery coached in Memorial Stadium, he was the offensive coordinator for the Memphis Showboats of the USFL back in 1983. But he's returned to his roots of high school football here. pretty good career here. 149, 29, and 4 overall in high school.
He's only lost 3 games as the Raiders head man.
Yeah, a record of 38 wins and 3 losses there. And here's talking to his old AD, Jerry Goodman, who retired last year.
Listen to this crowd. Tom Knotts, he told me on Thursday on Thanksgiving, he said, if we get 4 turnovers from Richmond, we win the ball game. He said, that's our number. We want 4 takeaways.
First test is going to see if Richmond can put pressure on Joe Cox. And the backfield of Malik and Lindsey, both interchangeable, both Division I prospects at the running back position for the Patriots. Can Richmond contain them? You're going to see the 2 fastest teams in the state of North Carolina.
Malik and Lindsey are the 2 deep back to receive, standing in front of their own 10 with Tony Swales to kick off. He kicks it high. It'll be taken by Lindsey back at his own 7-yard line. He's got a seam, and he breaks it up to the 32-yard line.
Marcus Rush, tailback for Richmond, making the tackle on special teams.
There you see the offensive team for the Patriots. Sylvius, Leonard, Gladden, Andrews, and Burnett. Gladden the only returning starter up front, with the receivers Massaquoi, Billy Wiggins, Radon Ingram, and Bradley Davis. Look at those guys.
If Richmond has to blitz off the outside, either outside linebacker, that'll leave a short pass to the tight end open for Cox.
First down play, handoff. Bouncing outside, I believe it's Malik.
Initially hit by Sam Frist, who just bounces out of that tackle and that hit. Nice gain there on first down for the Patriots. There's that young defensive line for Richmond.
Brown, Thomas, Frist, and Sims up front. The defensive line, the linebackers, some of the best in the state. Independence wants to look out for Dannelle Ellerbe with the corners. Littlejohn and Houston, Whitley and Breeden are the safeties. Second down and 7. Handoff, Malik.
Frist.
That's actually not Malik. That is Lindsey, and Sam Frist made a huge stop.
Now, Lindsey averaging 10 yards a carry so far this season. Frist coming in. Frist played for Pinecrest Patriots last year, moved to Richmond County. He was very enamored with the math program as a senior, made all-conference Mid-Southeastern for those Patriots out of Pinecrest last year. Now trying to do it for Richmond this year. The first test for Richmond's defense on a 3rd and long as Cox will go to the air.
Cox rolls out. Hit as he throws. It is complete to Massaquoi across midfield. First down, Patriots down at the Richmond 46-yard line.
Plenty of time for Cox to throw. An accurate pass as he throws between the seams. Richmond with a 2-deep zone defense between the safeties and the corners. But the most important thing for Cox to look at all day to be able to throw to Massaquoi. This young man's a junior. He'll probably be the #1 college prospect in the state of North Carolina next year. He's well on the way to breaking the reception and touchdown record held next year, as he will be a senior for these Patriots.
First down and 10. Cox rolls out to his left side. He might keep it. No, he'll throw it downfield, complete to number 9, Billy Wiggins, his flanker, all the way down to the 26-yard line.
When Chris Leak was here, the rollout pass was pretty much the signature play for the Patriots. We haven't seen that much of Cox, but again, he rolls away from the pressure, delivers a nice pass to Wiggins for his 36th reception of the year. This young man averages 8 yards of reception. This dangerous receiving corps for the Patriots have the Raider defensive backs back on their heels. They're spreading out that defense. Yeah, they're spreading out the Richmond defense, and that's creating problems.
19-yard pass, this one going up and incomplete. Almost picked off by Houston. Sailed over Massaquoi.
Looked like a fade pass, a little confusion there with Massaquoi. Houston, whose 17th birthday is today, the ball's thrown just over his head. It's one of a timing pattern. You're looking to a fade. You want to fade out to the sidelines. Just did not work out here.
Independence trying to take the opening drive. They've gotten 40 yards so far on this drive as you take a look at the overthrow.
There are openings in the Raider 2-deep zone between the corners and the safety. Richmond tries to blitz the safeties, put pressure on Cox, and may create problems.
This time the snap is to number 10, Radon Ingram, and he's taken down on the quarterback draw. In the backfield, a loss of a few back down at the Richmond 30-yard line.
Ingram's only 20th carry of the season. He has 388 yards rushing. Now, Richmond will not bring in the nickel defensive back. They're going to go 4 deep with the defensive backs and keep the linebackers. It means they'll drop back probably Callahan, the middle linebacker, and Ellerbe, the strong side linebacker, into a zone coverage. But you got to get pressure. Zone gives Cox all day to throw the ball. He has this much time, he'll find an opening.
From the shotgun pass, complete over the middle and down to the 3-yard line for his receiver, Bradley Davis, the tight end.
Ryan, the weakness to the 2-deep zone is right down the middle. Tight end's able to go right through his 16th reception of the season. Again, no time. Cox has plenty of time against the zone. He can take his time. He throws underneath the corners and just behind the safeties and the linebackers.
First down and goal for the Patriots. 64 yards on 7 plays so far on this drive. I formation. Well, all set I really in the backfield. Lindsey. No, it's Malik. Cuts it back and he's in.
16th touchdown of the season for Malik. When you're the underdog, the last thing you want to see is take the coin flip, give it to the 3-time state champs, and watch them march down the field and pass at will. Cox had all day, no pressure, and against the zone defense, there are pockets you can throw to. Most importantly, down the middle, and that's where the big game by Davis leading to this touchdown by Malik.
Bray, the punter, will hold it for Brad Barnhouse.
It's the goalpost.
Doink. No good. We'll take a break. Richmond will have a chance for its first possession. It's 6-0 Patriots from Memorial Stadium.
High bank, high speed, high voltage. The restrictor plates are off, and it's time to go racing. Don't miss your only chance to see NASCAR racing at the Rock. On Saturday, February 21st, the NASCAR Busch Series Rockingham 200. Then the NASCAR Nextel Cup Subway 400 on Sunday, February 22nd. Tickets are on sale now. Call 866-451-RACE or visit us online at NorthCarolinaSpeedway.com. It's your only chance to see NASCAR at the Rock.
Lozelle Marks and his staff of professional pharmacists invite you to Medical Center Pharmacy at 805 Long Drive in Rockingham and their second location, Medical Park Pharmacy, located in Richmond Medical Park next door to First Health Richmond Memorial Hospital. Whether it's prescriptions or medical equipment, Medical Center with their drive-through window for prescriptions to Medical Park. Now 2 pharmacies for twice the convenience. Visit the location that suits your pharmaceutical needs. Medical Center or Medical Park Pharmacies, both on Long Drive in Rockingham.
Excited Malik on the sideline scoring the 6 points for the Patriots, giving the defending state champs an early lead here. Their first drive. Now Jamar Bryant says, give me a chance. I'll get a chance to show what I can do on the field. Shrine bowler to shrine bowler.
Joe Cox 3 for 4 in that drive for 64 yards passing.
And the one incomplete,
all different guys.
The one incomplete pass was like a miscommunication between him and Massaquoi. It looked like a perfectly thrown fade pattern. And they were lucky, and the Houston looked at the wrong moment, was unable to come up with the interception.
8 plays, 67 yards, and it used 3 minutes, 23 seconds.
Ryan, you wonder how much that drop by Houston will come back to haunt Richmond. When you're this much of an underdog, you've got to take every advantage you can get. Richmond's got to change their defensive scheme. You got to get pressure on Cox, or you got to go man-to-man. If you go man-to-man, you're taking a big chance because Massaquoi can beat any of these corners one-on-one. So they got to take some gambles very early. The first thing is their offense has to show up, and they will after this kick.
I mentioned Bray before. He's actually the kickoff specialist. Chad Tomko does the punting duties, and Independence hopes he never has to see the field today. So Bray will kick it off. Kicks it down to the 8-yard line, and that is where Whitley takes it. A couple of big hits, and he'll be taken down around the 25-yard line.
Great coverage by the Patriots. We talk about signature plays after we see the offensive backfield for Richmond.
Simmons, Marcus Rush, and Jamar Bryant, the quarterback. Good offensive line. They've got to give Bryant time and open holes up on the option. And then the receiving corps, mostly led by Greg Crump.
Teams have signature plays. For Independence, it's Cox to Massaquoi. For Richmond, it's the I option. If they cannot run the option, it's going to be a long night. They got to be successful because of the importance of what Rush can do and Bryant on offense.
Up the middle, they give it to Simmons on the first play of the ball game. Here's the defense for the Patriots. A good front four led by their leading tackler, Courtney Cord, number 99. The linebacking core we talked about, Buckley getting healthy with Chris McAlilly also in the middle. Adams and Cook. Tobin Lyon has 10 interceptions with Hanif Jamerson.
Richmond loves to run the option of his I formation.
Bryant stuck and taken down in the backfield.
Great coverage by the Patriots again. Speed on speed. You have a corner come up and take away the pitch man, Marcus Rush. Jamar kind of rounded out, kind of circled that, didn't cut that. The only way you want to run this play is run it off of the tackle, which you see number 24 shoots up and creates problems for him. Excuse me, Ryan. On third and long, Richmond really has very limited options. We're going to see if Bryant has enough time to go deep to Rush, but the safe call here would be a screen pass or a draw. Interesting, Richmond's not running this out of the shotgun, which they usually do on third down.
Fake to Simmons, throw it over the middle, complete to the tight end, Chris Alfonso, but he's taken down at the 30-yard line, and that will end this drive.
Yeah, really nothing out of that. If you at least got to get the receiver time to get downfield. No, it's very hard for a tight end to pick up that additional 5 or 6 yards after a pass in the middle of the field where the defense is concentrated at. We talk about field position here. Bryant has to push back Independence defense at least within the inside of their own 30. Now he's averaging 33.75 yards a kick. It's interesting the Patriots have 2 receivers back deep to receive this kick.
4th down and a long 5. Protecting the punter, who is the quarterback. A little bit high, but he got it away. This will be taken at the 26-yard line and fair catch called for.
Now what you set
Wiggins.
up with Tommy Knotts now is you've shown you can pass the ball. What they can do now is go into the shotgun or out of the one-back formation, 4 wide receivers, and have some draw plays and let either Malik run the ball or their other fine prospect, Dominique Lindsay. Tommy Knotts, 4 state championships, trying to get his 4th in a row here at Independence. Came over here in 2000. He's only had 1 loss at this school. That was against Crest very early in the season of 2000.
1st down and 10 for the Patriots. Flags fly. Somebody moved, and then there comes a hit in there. They're not going to flag him.
Now, with the noise in this stadium, which is about 3/4 filled, and people still coming in, it's very hard to call a player off in that situation. That'd be something in the line for this penalty.
Before the snap, encroachment on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Which means one of the offensive linemen lined up offsides. Interesting, a 3-step drop on that pass play was the preliminary play that we're going to run in this situation. Richmond's defense finds themselves in a situation that they have to stop Cox here. If Independence gets a 2-touchdown lead, it's going to be very difficult for Richmond to stay in this game, even in the opening moments of the first quarter.
1st down 15 after the penalty.
We're going to shotgun with no one back. 2 tight ends and 3 wideouts.
Wiggins in motion. Dumps it off, incomplete.
Not a bad idea, screen play. You're trying to take away a little bit of Richmond's speed and aggressiveness by throwing the screen.
Dannelle Ellerbe came in and messed that up before it could develop.
And the official saying, Bud, hold off a little bit. That was very close to a late hit. No flag on the penalty. That's good officiating when you talk to the players and let you know what the expectations are of behavior on the field. Again, not a bad play call in that situation when you find yourselves at 2nd and 15. A draw play would be a nice safe call here, but Tommy Knotts plays nothing but safe football here. He's a gambler. And you might see Cox drop back and go long once deep. Try to stretch this defense of Richmond.
A lot of pressure. Cox flushed and tackled behind the line.
Like
Tavares Brown.
Now, Brown's 11th sack of the season.
And frisked.
That was a coverage sack, Ryan, because he had plenty of time to throw the ball. He was able to check off 2 receivers. He was trying to go deep, and in a progression of an offense like this, you look at your deep receiver first, your middle range receiver, and then you look at your check off in the flats. He had time to look off 2 receivers, but by that time, Brown was able to get in and give pressure. So that was a coverage sack. Richmond's secondary, for the first time tonight, was able to cover the wide receivers for the Patriots.
3rd down and 22.
Again, a situation where a draw play is a safe call, not something we expect from the Patriots. And we've got an official throwing a flag here. Some movement in the line.
It's delay.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, the clock hit 0.
Before the snap, delay of ball game on the offense.
Now, Independence, there's Ed Emery on the sidelines. Independence is used to playing in this field. They're 10-0 during this streak of 60 games that they have won here in Memorial Stadium. Richmond has not played for 5 years. Last time they played, it was Myers Park. They won 26-0. Richmond concurrently is 2-0 in this stadium, and up until the last score by Independence had not given up a score in this stadium. Had 2 shutouts against West Charlotte and against Myers Park.
And hadn't given up a touchdown on defense this year. Cox from under center. Quick pass down. It is incomplete. Intended for Massaquoi. It wouldn't have been a first down. It would have been back at the line of scrimmage.
Ryan, do you notice the change in Richmond's defense? They went on man-on-man coverage there. Man-to-man. Came out of the 2-deep zone that we saw Independence able to march down. Not a bad pass by Cox. Again, plenty of time. 3-step drop. Lofts it over. Good coverage by Richmond. Not a bad pass. Richmond's defense is able to stop the Patriots the first time tonight. Talking to Greg Kump, Ed Emery says, get ready to go on the field.
There's Tomko on the punt it away, 3 yards deep in his own end zone, maybe 4 yards deep.
He's only averaging about 26 yards a kick.
Rush stands at his 35. This one's tipped, or just a bad kick, I guess. And it will stop at the 24-yard line.
Ryan, did you notice how many steps he took before he kicked the ball?
A bunch.
Yeah, discombobulated the entire kick.
We'll take a break. Richmond in great shape to try to tie this game up. 6-0 in the first quarter.
Almost one more step.
May I take your order?
And a cheer wine.
Drive around, please. Here you go. Boys, 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 boys.
You are so immature.
Nothing Patriots. Richmond gets the ball to start on the 24-yard line.
We'll go to Crump. He's not open.
Bryant has some space. Let's see if the speed will close it down. He leaps, and he'll get the first down.
Now, Ryan, he injured his back last week against West Forsyth with that same type of leap for a touchdown. So that's something we've got to watch during the game. He tried to go to Crump. We saw Ed Emery talk to Crump right before the break. He was looking, but great coverage by Toby Lyon there for Independence, and he brings the ball up. A good decision on this. 2 years ago as a sophomore, Bryant would have tried to force the ball, but he makes the wise decision, picks up the first for Richmond.
First down and 10. They can get a first down without a touchdown if they get inside the 2. Bryant keeps it again. He rumbles down for the score.
Big momentum change. We talked about special teams. And the bad kick by Independence puts Richmond in great field position and gives them the short field.
Well, the two penalties on the last possession, then the sack, the incompletions. Independence did nothing right on their second possession after doing everything right on their first drive.
And we saw the first chess move as Richmond goes from the 2-deep zone to the man-to-man coverage on their defense. An important extra point to give Richmond the lead here.
Swales to get the lead. It's up. It's no good. Man, this place is as windy as it can be.
And he's actually kicking with the wind at his back.
Look at that flag. Oh, the drama of round 4. Can you feel a state championship invite is on the line today?
Can you feel the two best teams in 4AA football here? Let's watch it on replay. It's an interior option. Usually he'll kick it at the outside, fakes it to Simmons, follows the blocker, the tailback rush, and just on strength picks up the last 3 yards.
Bowled over Chris McAlilly at the 3-yard line.
On film, Independence is used to seeing him take this play outside off the tight end. This way he cuts in. Watch the great block. Oh, just the slam of the block by Marcus Rush. If he goes into Jamar Buckley, the Shrine Bowl linebacker.
Alex Wilson was chasing Bryant, didn't hit him, thought he handed the ball off, could have tackled him 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Talking with the defensive coordinator for Independence, he said, we're going to hit Bryant on every play if we can.
Again, he has a bad back. He injured against West Forsyth. So that'll be something we've got to watch as the game progresses. And a great punt by Bryant set up the situation, field position, pinning Independence back inside their own 25. And then the penalties created problems. Then Richmond was able to take advantage of a bad punt by the Patriots. Swales has been trying to do the little pooch punt about to the 30 or the 25-yard line most of the season. He does not have the leg strength to kick it in the end zone. So if they fear a return by Independence, he will take the penalty and try and kick it out of bounds before they'll let them return it.
Kick almost to the out-of-bounds line around the 25-yard line.
You can take a chance with that, Ryan. If by some chance Ravon Ingram lets that go out of bounds, they've got great field position. Richmond will take that chance and give up the ball on the penalty rather than take on a long return than any one of these fast return backs, either Lindsey or Malik for the Patriots.
The skyline of Charlotte. This is my favorite shot from Memorial Stadium. We're just a couple of drivers or 3 woods away from Erickson Stadium.
Hey, it's the greatest history of any high school stadium in the state of North Carolina.
First down and 10 Patriots. Tie ball game. Cox clutches, throws to Massaquoi, but overthrew him.
Again, he's feeling the pressure. Evander Thomas coming in, hitting him right as he releases the ball. Again, now you look like they're trying to change their philosophy. They're trying to throw underneath the Raider cornerbacks. They see some pockets. They can recognize a change by Richmond's defense, one-on-one coverage. If he can get enough time, he can get Massaquoi one-on-one and throw deep. You either get the pass interference penalty or a long reception.
Well, he's broken the 3,300-yard mark in this ball game.
Now, everybody thought last year, who's going to replace Chris Leak? Well, there he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Justin Jr., 3 out of 7 tonight. Rolling left. Going downfield, pass is overthrown, intended for Wiggins. A little bit overthrown.
Well, the difficulty in that type of pass is when you roll out to your left, you've got to get your feet below you. Footwork is so important to delivering the football. If your foot is not underneath it, the ball will have a tendency to sail just like that.
It's very difficult to do when you're on the run.
Again, and you've got a blind side. When you're rolling out, you can't look to your right and see if you're being pursued by the Raider defensive line or linebackers. You've got to deliver it when you come to that set point.
How about this? On third down, they've only used 12 seconds on incomplete passes.
Well, they forsaken the run game, but again, with the success they had in the first drive, why would you run the ball?
The Raiders' defense has shown some spots. Reach out and touch someone. They got him.
That's the pressure. That's what Richmond had to do tonight.
First again.
And again, Richmond goes to man-to-man on the defensive pass coverage. Now that was a sack by the defensive line because they just surged. Evander Thomas coming in there, and for him, that's his 8th sack of the season. Watch as they send the outside linebackers. Thomas gets in before he has a chance to step up in that pocket. Theoretically, Ryan, what you want to do is create a pocket, give Cox time to step forward, release and throw the ball, and Richmond may get it again in great field position after stopping Independence twice in a row.
Chad Tomko kicks it away.
Much better kick this time.
End over end, it takes an Independence bounce, and the Patriots will down it on the Richmond side of the 50-yard line. It is all tied at 6. Just under 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. The Raiders can try to take the lead.
games we love define us. Digital cable redefines TV. And with a digital video recorder, watch hammer and home runs while recording historic holes in one. Make your own instant replays. Watch what you want, when you want. Because there's no time like your time. Digital time. With Time Warner Cable, now anything's possible.
Wait! I already paid the cable bill.
Right. It's the car payment.
Oh.
Instead of mailing your cable bill, pay it online at twcarolina.com. Sign up for Pay Express and have your monthly bill automatically paid from your bank account or credit card. Automatic, secure, and guaranteed to save you time. Pay Express from Time Warner Cable.
The Friday after Thanksgiving, out of the backfield, Marcus Rush goes the opposite way, a counter play opposite the way the linemen go, and he'll gain up close to 5 yards over the 50-yard line to the Independents.
Nice
46.
Nice tackle by Jamar Buckley coming in the outside linebacker position. He has responsibility on the strong side and calls defensive signals here.
You see his totals from the season.
Breaking almost all the rushing records for Richmond Raiders this year.
But the win-loss record is the important one. Pitch back to Rush, left side. Nowhere to go initially, but he does get a couple.
Just impressed by this Patriot defense. They're able to go east to west so quickly. And it's a speed that you see so rare in high school football. And they can go too deep in this defense. It's very impressive. And we've already talked about Buckley, but Courtney Coate coming in on that also. Coate's one of those young men that just missed making the Shrine Bowl this year. The numbers situation when you're limited to 2 players from each school. Richmond taking way too much time to get this playoff. They're down 10 seconds and still in their huddle. Third and
down
short.
and 3 from the 45-yard line. This is a big conversion play.
You get down to 4 seconds. He's got to snap it or they'll have a 5-yard penalty.
He got it off. Bryant looking to run. He's got no one to pass to on that side of the field. Cuts it back. Ball came out. And I think Independence has it.
No, he'll say fourth down. Say his knee was down, the official. And it's half a yard short.
Buckley came out of there with it.
Coach Knotts is on the field trying to say, didn't that ball come out first?
It certainly did from what we saw.
Well, that clenched fist means fourth down, folks. And you can hear the Independence fans voicing their displeasure on that. Interesting decision for Ed Emery here. Fourth and a little more than a yard. Ball's out. Yep. That was a fumble.
It was knocked out by McAlilly.
A little indecision by Bryant there, deciding where he was going to cut in, what he was going to do. If he had decided to take off a little earlier, I think he would have picked up the first easily. They're
going to measure it. He's definitely short by about a half yard. I just said definitely, didn't I?
Yes.
Oh, I opened myself up there.
Well, the classic call in this situation as they measure Ryan is a long snap count. That's the safe call. You try to get the defense to overcommit here. At the same time, what that happens is your defense is taught to stand back, and you can get an advantage in that front offensive wall because if they know the ball is going to be snapped and it's not going to be a long snap count to draw an encroachment, they can fire off and get great holes for Bryant, who would take it himself for the first down.
Get the best of both worlds.
Well, if it's it's the last game of the season for one of these two teams, so I would tend to think they're going to run a play. I do not think it'll be a long snap count. And that pays the advantage to the offense because defensively the coach is saying don't jump. Hold a beat, watch the ball.
And there's 5 holes to run to or through, I guess 7 really. And Richmond knows which one it is. Independence doesn't.
We're waiting for the play clock to come up. It is still at 0. There we go.
Just getting the chain set, and there it goes. And the crowd has something to keep warm about here. 4th and 1. Looking for a hard count.
That snap, but Ward, how fortuitous is that?
Right out to Simmons, who got it.
How do you draw that up in the playbook, folks?
I don't know. The old tip drill.
And sometimes everything goes right for you.
Man.
Well, Simmons' first rush of the night. Let's watch this again. The snap goes, Sykes snaps it past Bryant.
Oh, man.
Maybe he thought it was a shotgun.
That's unbelievable.
And again, you look how the Independence front wall had to wait a beat because they had fearful of being drawn for the encroachment penalty. At some time, Richmond's got to take a chance and let a throw deep to Crump to loosen up that secondary of the Patriots.
1st and 10, give it to Rush. He got a big burst of speed down close to the 30-yard line. A huge hole on the left side. It'll be 2nd down and short, which opens up the playbook.
Great block by Bobby Deaver and Trey Sykes in the interior of that line for Richmond. Rush there coming very slowly off the field here. Richmond being able to chew up a little bit of yardage between the tackles on a very good defensive line for Independence. On both Cord and Howard, they're being moved so far.
Simmons, no, Bryant still has it. He puts it on the ground. Rush picks it up and slides to the 30. Depends on where his knees are down. I think they're spotting it right back to the 31 again. That's twice the ball bounced right to Richmond. The 3rd time,
Bryant making
it wasn't a fumble.
Yeah, Bryant making a very late decision on this, on pitching it. Theoretically in the playbook, now you pitch it. The linebacker comes up, he waits too long, and actually pushes it forward.
He does, he pitched it back.
Richmond getting away with disasters here at the end of the 1st quarter.
As the quarter comes to a close, a couple of big plays. One wasn't a fumble, 2 were, but the Raiders ended up with them. 6-6 will change sides, and the Raiders will have it 3rd down and 1.
At Time Warner Security, we're dedicated to protecting the people and things you love. We offer state-of-the-art home security with flexible installation packages and monitoring contracts. Time Warner Security offers a free lifetime warranty on all equipment, even against lightning damage, all from a name you know and trust. And now you can install Time Warner Security for as low as $99, with monthly monitoring only $24.95. Call today for more information. Time Warner Security, the best value for your money and your peace of mind.
Lozelle Marks and his staff of professional pharmacists invite you to Medical Center Pharmacy at 805 Long Drive in Rockingham and their 2nd location, Medical Park Pharmacy, located in Richmond Medical Park next door to First Health Richmond Memorial Hospital. Whether it's prescriptions or medical equipment, Medical Center with their drive-through window for prescriptions to Medical Park. Now 2 pharmacies for twice the convenience. Visit the location that suits your pharmaceutical needs. Medical Center or Medical Park Pharmacies, both on Long Drive in Rockingham.
The lovely skyline of downtown Charlotte. Venerable Memorial Stadium. I had to say venerable at least one time during this telecast.
You want the full name? American Legion Memorial Stadium in Charlotte.
Elvis has played here. I mean, everybody who's anybody. Jimmy Buffett, Pearl Jam, Elvis.
A who's who of who's who.
The Washington Redskins used to play an annual exhibition game here. The USFL played 2 games. The old Charlotte Hornets of the World Football League, whose quarterback was Gary Danielson.
Wow, of ABC.
ABC Sports.
Let's see, Johnson C. Smith plays here. Who else?
Larry Zonka played here for the Memphis Southman with Jim Kick and Paul Warfield.
BMI and Citadel was here. Everybody was
here.
The
Military Classic. And the Minnesota Vikings would come here and practice when they would come down to play Atlanta, when Atlanta was playing at Old Fulton County Stadium, when they were in the Metrodome to get used to an outside game.
Pitch back on 3rd down and 1, and I think Rush has got it tackled out of bounds in the 29-yard line. High school football on Time Warner Cable Sports is brought to you by the Medical Center Pharmacy, by your Piedmont Cheerwine Bottling Company, by Clearwater Productions, and by Time Warner Cable. Brian Rose, Ernest Watts, a cast of thousands, a crowd of tens of thousands maybe, here at Memorial Stadium, located between Independence Boulevard and Kings Drive.
Fascinating enough, Independence High School is not located on Independence Boulevard.
1st down and 10 to throw to the end zone. Caught incomplete to Crump.
But not a bad pass, because what you want to do is stretch the defense out for Independence. On 1st down, that's not a bad play. Good coverage. Again, coming in, Jernison coming in doing great man-on-man coverage. These defensive backs, Jernison and the line, are just so good for the Patriots. Watch the protection and the time Bryant has to sit, semi-roll out. He's able to look, but his mind was made up all along. He was going to his favorite receiver. Now,
you see Hanif Jamison, the corner over there that is fast enough to hang with him.
They're playing also a slant pattern. He is open if Richmond ever tries to take that advantage.
2nd down and 10. Handoff up the middle. Rush, not much. Maybe a yard.
And they're a good 5 or 10 yards outside of a credible field goal attempt by Swales. So they don't pick it up on 3rd. I would assume they will go for on 4th down.
Joining us in the booth, an old friend of ours from the Parks and Rec days, now the Carolina Panthers Director of Community Relations. What a big, long title. You've always had long titles as long as I've known you. Riley Fields.
That's what makes you a quality bureaucrat.
Long titles.
They do a lot over the Panthers for high school football. You got your Wall of Champions.
That's correct.
Up on the southeast side. Have I got it right?
At the East Entry gate.
Entrance, right.
Yep. So I think I would say whoever wins this game tonight has a good shot of retaining a space on that wall.
Fake the handoff, throw it to the tight end. Alfonso bowls over a guy, and he gets down inside the 15 for a 1st down.
Kind of like Wesley Walls there a little bit, didn't he? A little ex-Panther now with the Packers.
That's exactly right. That was a fundamentally sound catch and run, just like Wesley would do.
There you go. Now, there's a lot of programs, not just at the high school level, but even on down to the youth leagues. That's something you guys are heavily involved with as NFL teams prove that they aren't just a place to come on Sundays. They're very involved in the community. Tell us some of the other programs you guys are involved in.
Absolutely. We're proud supporters of youth and prep football. I'll let you get through this play.
1st down and 10. Bryant still has it, throws to the outside, and it's complete. And that's Greg Crump.
Crump now with 36, the all-time receiving record at Richmond. He was tied formerly with Oscar Sturgis, a former Panther.
That's right.
That is now playing in the Arena Football League for the Los Angeles Avengers. Now, y'all done a great with the coaches, the high school coaches, done a great job of highlighting the great quality of coaches in North and South Carolina.
Yep, our High School Coach of the Week program is an established program that recognizes a lot of coaches around both states that do a lot of quality work with kids on and off the field.
Bryant still has it. Another leap and a touchdown. He leaves his feet again, and he scores, and Richmond has the lead here in Charlotte.
Richmond will go for 2 points.
Ryan, I've got to interject. I think this is exactly what Richmond needed to have happen.
They needed a ground drive because they've stunned Independence twice. Incomplete passes have really hampered the Patriots so far. Their offense has got to get clicking. And while they wait to click, the ground game for the Raiders is just absolutely demolishing the front line of the Patriots.
Well, they're just creating holes there. Well, now, we will not go there, folks.
So they'll go for 2. Pitch back, rush, and the football came out. It's loose, and the Raiders will not get it.
There's no return in high school football as you see in the pros. Be interested to see if he broke the plane with possession. If we get a chance to look down on the replay, Line comes up with it. But the ball is dead. There is no return, as we've said in high school football. You've also done a great job with the Panthers in the where you've got the local correspondents from the schools report on the high school games.
Yep, and actually tonight's game is one of our spotlight games of the week.
Let's see if he broke the plane here.
That's the 5.
Nope,
I don't think so.
Nope,
Buckley knocked it out of his hands. They shored up when they had to. So it's 12-6. That's not 6 field goals, folks. That's 3 touchdowns.
Well, back to the correspondence program.
Yeah, each week we pick a game in North Carolina and South Carolina. We let high school students actually cover the game, and we publish their article on Panthers.com. So again, we enjoy the ability to spotlight high school games while at the same time giving high school students a unique opportunity to participate and a good learning experience.
I guess your days with Park and Recreation kind of help you. You're still all tied into the community, and you know all the spots to go hit when it comes to programs you want to start, develop, getting. Of course, all this gets interest to the Panthers, obviously, but it also gives back to the community. Would you consider that experience very helpful in what you do now?
Yep, feel real fortunate with the background that I had through Park and Recreation and getting tied in with high school and youth football. And again, we are super proponents of both youth and prep with the Panthers, and that just gives us added opportunities to do programming and get involved with those groups at both levels.
And you had an office over here, and now your office is, your commute's still the same. You're still working uptown. And
on my old view, I used to look out the window and see the HVAC unit in the parking lot. In my new office, I look out the window and see the HVAC unit in the parking lot. So it's
some things stay the same.
That's
and
exactly
some
right.
things never change.
Very familiar.
Let's, after this kick here, talk about your bosses. Your general manager and, of course, the head coach.
This ball's loose. Ball. And who's going to come up with it? I think Independence fell on it. Coming up with the football, Dominique Lindsay. Boy, wow! How many balls have hit the turf today, and how many near turnovers have we had?
And it seems like up to everyone has bounced in Richmond's way except for that one. Let's talk about John Fox and the great job he's done in 2 years here.
Just what can you say about him other that hasn't already been said? He brought in a program, philosophy. The team has bought into that philosophy. He and Marty Herney are on the same page, and I think that is really why we're starting to see dividends on Sunday.
Might see some future Panthers out here on this field tonight as Cox has plenty of time to throw deep.
He's going deep to Wiggins. He's got it at the 43, and the official gets knocked down.
Cox had enough time, took the damage, took the hit, but threw it deep enough that Wiggins was able to bring it down. Watch again, he's able to throw deep. One-on-one coverage like you'll see tonight. The receiver every once in a while will break loose, and that's what happened. Wiggins got a step on the corner on Andrew Baker, actually the strong safety, and was open for the perfectly thrown pass.
Those guys can play on my flag football team any day.
You got to have courage to be able to Cox to drop back and throw that and know you're going to take the hit. He's already seen the pressure from the Richmond defensive line tonight, but great field position. You're able to cross midfield. Fumble.
Ball's on the turf again. The Patriots come up with it.
That snap never got to him. Gladden's snap to Cox never reached his hands, and they're just lucky enough to recover that. Well, what we've seen Independence so far is pretty much forego the rushing game so far. They've gone to the air, and a lot of that is because Richmond's pressure.
5 Mecklenburg County Park and Recreation Department owns 5 public golf courses. Speaking of Riley's former employer, there's no better way to spend a sunny day than chasing balls on the links. If you've ever played golf with Ernest, you know this. Each course has its own distinct charm and challenge. I've got 5 phone numbers for you. We'll share them with you after Lindsay gets tackled in the backfield again.
Got a flag on the play. I play that Army golf. Right, left, right, left. You get to see the whole course.
You're terrible. Sunset Hills, give them a call, 704-399-0980. I played that course. Charles T. Myers played that course, 704-536-1692. Renaissance at 704-357-3375. Revolution at 704-342-1946. And the Tradition at 704-549-9400.
False start penalty on the Patriots. After Levander Thomas
illegal
made
formation, 6 players on the offensive line. That penalty is declined. 3rd down.
We stand corrected. Not enough men on the line of scrimmage. Illegal procedure either way. And now we're going to see Independence. They try a rushing play and it's stopped. And a penalty does not help matters much more here. And now they're going to try and throw again.
Incomplete.
And Ryan, that was a situation. It's so easy to do. Billy Wiggin trying to run with the ball before you catch it. It's naturally when you run that circle route out of the backfield to look forward and see who you've got coming up. The fear is a corner's going to come up and put his helmet right under your chin. In that situation, you looked up to see who was coming up to tackle him instead of doing the most important thing, secure the football. You can see Mr. Wiggins a little upset on the sidelines after that play. Brings up another punting situation. And this has been a problem for the Patriots so far tonight.
Punt again.
Yeah, Wiggins had punted at one time. Tomko doing it now. Low snap.
He got it off. Rush. Lets it bounce. Picks it up at his 10, and it's loose again, but he falls on it. Oh, these teams are taking absolute chances all over the place.
Bounced right off his chin. It's a bad decision. If you're not going to catch the ball in the air, Ryan, you let it roll. It may cost you 10, 15 yards, but that's the reason you let it roll. You try to pick it up in that situation. You are vulnerable. Your head is down. You do not see where the tackler is coming from. Very oftentimes when you do that, you're going to drop it and not pick it up. Watch what happens. Once it hits the ground, Rush needs to leave. Just get away as far away as he can from the ball. If it rolls inside the 3, well, that's just life. But right there, you can see the problem. Now the Patriot defense can pin their ears back because they've got 80-plus yards behind them, and this will be a penalty on Richmond here.
Flags fly.
Now movement in the line. A procedural penalty which will march Richmond back and give them a 2nd and 10. For two teams that have been ranked number 1 and number 2 the entire season, they are starting to show some of the penalties that we normally see in the first 3 weeks of the season. Ed Emery just said, what's the penalty? He's going to tell you, Coach.
Ed Toole, our head official.
Illegal shift on the offense. Replay. First down.
Only one person can move, and he has to set for a full second before the ball is snapped.
So they'll move it back to the 9-yard line.
Richmond in a situation that you've got to be very careful because they've put the ball on the field so many times tonight and been lucky enough to fall on it. They put it away here, and they give Independence an opportunity not only to tie, but take the lead with an extra point.
Bryant rolls out from his own end zone. No one's really open. Bumped and incomplete to Marcus Quick. And there's a flag that flies out well behind the play. Riley, do you get a ring if they win the Super Bowl?
Absolutely.
Will you let us wear it one day? I'm a
like
size
the Stanley
13.
Cup, just bring it around, let us wear it for one day.
We could sleep with it one night apiece here.
I don't know if Coach Fox would condone talking Super Bowl at this point.
I'm sure he would not.
Game at a time. Game at a time.
That's right. Just like the playoffs here.
Got a tough Eagles. Get past the Eagles this week, and the schedule looks a whole lot easier for the Panthers.
Although I did see the athletic director for Independence, Bill Rogers, walking around on the sideline prior to the game, and he was wearing one state championship ring, and I asked him if he thought about bringing the full armada of rings, and he said he thought about it.
They actually got a coach from Richmond that has 5. 3 as a player and 2 as a coach. He's running out of fingers on one hand. He's got to go to the 6th.
Right, we'll pass out of the backfield, screen pass. Rush has it at the 10, at the 12. Taken down there.
Great coverage again. Screen pattern, you're pretty much waiting your linebackers not to get suckered in. They'll see the quarterback dropping back. They've got to maintain some discipline, keep their lanes, and look for that type of play. They're looking at usually the tackle. The outside linebackers will look at the tackle, and if they see the lineman rush in too easily, they can sniff a screen pattern in this type of situation, keep their lanes, force it inside, and that's exactly what happens right there. It's going to be hard to beat with a screen the speed of this Patriot defense.
3rd down and a run delay for Rush. We'll get back to
just an inside belly give. They fake the option outside to Whitley, pitch back into Rush. And again, that inside defensive line for the Patriots able just to shut down the interior wall. You see a block miss by one of the Raiders there, and coming inside is Courtney Code. Yeah, Code again just getting inside.
Code, of course, the leading tackler. He beat out the starting nose guard last year when he went out for injury, and they wouldn't let him back in the game in the lineup because Cord had played so well. This punt,
one of Bryant's few bad ones, will put the Patriots in great field position.
And I think we have a flag on the play, so we'll discuss that. We'll check it after the break. 12-6 Raiders.
In small business, hard work drives every success story. Roadrunner Business Class understands. We're here to help tailor a high-speed internet solution to enhance your overall performance. We offer products your business needs, such as managed services and web hosting. And dedicated local customer service supports you all the way. No matter what your definition of success, we can help.
Call today to find out how Roadrunner Business Class can make your business more successful.
We have struck the mother lode, and our lives have truly been blessed. Thank you so much. I didn't know they did that stuff in there. Been telling you, man. Guys, I'm drooling.
It's complete.
completely normal to drool over the wild, off-the-hinges cherry taste of cheerwine. It's just part of being human.
Miss Johnson just checked in. Oh, that's about right. Her name is Johnson.
"12-6 as the Raider cheerleaders. Oh, the reason it's quiet right now is because they're talking about a penalty.
Again, if I'm Independence, why would I even accept this penalty? You got great field position on the 30. No matter how far you push Richmond back, take the ball. A lot of things could go wrong if you make them kick it again. You kind of tempt fate by taking penalties like this.
Wait a minute. Okay, go ahead.
He'll tell us.
The 25-second clock never started. The 25-second clock never started. We're going to replay the down.
Oh, okay. So that doesn't count then. The old backyard do-over.
So that play never happened. We just experienced one of those Matrix moments. Non-reality. Or like the second Matrix movie, not all that good.
So it'll be 4th down and 8 again. Riley Fields, the Director of Community Relations, in the booth with us at one of his old stomping grounds, Memorial Stadium.
Y'all did say Venerable Memorial Stadium.
We did say Venerable,
okay,
yes.
Thank you.
Ernest is all over the veneration of stadiums. He is our venerable expert.
This one is the most venerable.
It is indeed. I don't even know how many games, soccer, football, you name it, everything has been here.
Oh, I forgot the old Carolina Lightning soccer team. That's right, the old American Soccer League.
The Cobras played here a little bit. This punt much better. And because the clock never started, Richmond ends up getting another 15 yards out of this punt.
Yeah, it's unusual. The crowd, both sides booed to play. That's rare. I don't think either one of them liked a do-over in that situation, but still great field position for the Patriots here to start things out. And I think Cox is going to try and go deep. I know Tommy Knotts, and this is a situation he's going to try to throw to the end zone first play. He thinks he's got Richmond back on their heels a little bit.
He's got to take a shot here.
The last 2 times these 2 teams met on this field actually was last preseason in
2002.
The jamboree they had in the preseason.
People actually kept score that. I don't understand how that happens.
Pass complete. Massaquoi out to the 36-yard line. Gain of about 9 on the play. And they're getting back to that possession passing game that got them this far.
Well, they've stretched out Richmond's defense. Now you can throw underneath that. You've got a great possession receiver. Massaquoi is so dangerous once he has the ball in his hands. Actually, that's thrown behind him in that situation. Gave an opportunity for Norman Whitley of Richmond to catch up with him to make the tackle short of the first down marker.
Cox is 5 of 11, 114 yards so far in the game. Massaquoi's second catch. He has 27 yards. Tight end in motion. Run left side, Malik. Into the open field. Look at this guy go. Across the 20, a first down, Independence. Abdur Rahim Malik.
About the time we thought that Tommy Knotts had forgotten the running plays in his playbook, a nice give-off tackle to Malik to pick up a nice 20-yard gain here.
There are his season numbers.
He's a good-looking athlete.
Both running backs for Independence look like they can carry the mail.
Yep.
How many 4A teams have 4 running backs with Division I prospects? Both these teams are blessed with 2 apiece.
And a quarterback, too, who's a junior. Cox from shotgun. Pass complete. Massaquoi touchdown. They just make it look easy.
Very similar to that first drive. And again, Richmond back in that 2-deep zone. That creates openings for Cox to throw the ball.
Now, what has proven to be the most difficult part of this contest, extra points.
I think it's separated both teams so far, the inability to kick extra points.
I'll give you a tidbit. These goalposts here in Memorial Stadium are actually college width goalposts.
Are they? A little slender, huh?
A little more narrow than what they're used to.
Oh, yeah.
Well, then the one that hit the post earlier would have went through in the normal high school game. Well, that's, I guess, a product of the fact that we're about the same college games to high school games here in the stadium. The extra point, this one is good.
The state rule book states that if college games are played at a stadium, then it's acceptable to have college with goalposts at a game.
Similar to the state championships next week, which will all be on 4 college campuses.
Independence takes the lead on the successful extra point try, 13-12.
As a badge of honor. Give blood to the American Red Cross and learn about the Save a Life Tour at givelife.org.
We have a weather team, not a Thunderstalker 6000 gang or some other silly name. Because our forecasts are on every 10 minutes, not just when a storm shows up. News 14 Carolina's weather team brings you the weather news. Rain or shine, storm or no storm. All day, every day. We're News 14 Carolina, and we are your weather news now.
13-12 on the successful extra point. The Patriots lead. Brian Rose, Ernest Watts, Riley Fields, the Director of Community Relations with the Carolina Panthers, in the booth with us. I gave him to do some analysis here. You've seen
I can break it down for you.
Quite a bit. Here's Coach Tom Knotts of the Patriots. 60 consecutive wins, one of those including a playoff win at Raiders Stadium. I think that was win maybe number 8 or 7 in that 60 streak.
Very early in the season there, and one of the rest of Richmond at that time had lost the year before to Asheville Reynolds, to Bobby Poss in the Western Finals.
Yep.
One of the 2 regional finals that they have lost, the last 2. And
on the road.
On the road. Well, that was at home.
That was at home. The one at Laney was on the road.
That was Bobby Poss, and that was Bobby Poss's 5th state championship, excuse me. And that's a record held by Darrell Barnes, Bobby Poss, and maybe in 2 weeks we may be mentioning someone else's name.
Tom Knotts, 1 with the Lions of West Charlotte and 3 with these Patriots. Kickoff taken at the 15-yard line. This is Crump. Tries to get around the outside, not very successful.
You can't go east and west against the Patriots.
Daniel Cook.
Yeah. You're just going to, you don't have the speed to break it outside. And Crump, who was more of a possession receiver, not a burner like we see with Whitley and Rush and some of the tailbacks for Richmond, does not have the speed to get around the corner and pick up a big game.
Brian Rose with Ernest Watts, Riley Fields, Director of Community Relations with the Panthers. I have a Panthers jacket on. He's very happy about that. He didn't give it to me, Bob.
Unfortunately, they didn't give me one.
Ryan, you talk about some of the history between these 2 teams, and as a football fan, I think this is the matchup folks want to see every year.
Going deep. Incomplete. Yeah, I think folks were disappointed the last couple of years because Anson was the one that played here against Independence, not Richmond.
And Scotland last year.
Yeah, it's the matchup everyone has wanted to see, especially since they played last in the playoffs. I think folks would love that every year, and so would the High School Athletic Association when you talk about gate receipts.
There's certain teams in the state of North Carolina that historically have been always strong. Richmond, of course, in boys football. Preston, 3A.
Yep.
And Independence has, I believe, reached that point. I believe this is the greatest dynasty in 4A football we've ever seen since 1972 with the modern playoffs.
West Charlotte in the 90s.
Fumble.
This ball's on the turf again. Maybe the Patriots can come up with it this time. Richmond has avoided the turnover the last few, and the Patriots have it.
Simple little belly give, the option play, and it looks like Bryant had problems pulling the ball out from Simmons.
Alex Wilson, the defensive end, got it for the Patriots. They put him in excellent field position.
So often we talk about mistakes. Watch. He's getting inside to Simmons. He's trying to pull it out. Simmons, obviously confused, keeps the ball himself. Simple plays you work in the first day of summer practice in August, and they can haunt you back here the day after Thanksgiving in November in the Western Finals.
So Cox with a short field.
First turnover of the night that Independence extracted from the Richmond Raiders.
From center, he's going to the corner for Massaquoi, incomplete. Houston was there on the coverage.
Nice step by Massaquoi. If Cox is able to loft the ball, put a little air underneath it, that's another 6 points for the Patriots.
That would have been not the knockout blow, but the one that staggers you and sends you to the corner. A standing 8 count, if you will.
Tommy Knox feels that way. If he gets a lead, he gets an opportunity to extend the lead on you, he will take it. He will not play conservative football. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go again to the same play.
Well, this kind of offense, it's harder to score when you're inside the 10. This is your golden range here. But they'll give it on the ground to Malik, who's hit and stopped around the 18-yard line.
The linebacker, Evan Callahan, the 10th grader, coming in with the tackle for Richmond, the second leading tackler for the Raiders so far this year. No one is using their seats in Memorial Stadium tonight. They're all standing.
Yep. Kind of like my 3-witch, just for show.
Andrew Baker normally starts at strong safety for Richmond. We see on the sidelines. Personnel change.
Cox from center.
As we see Jamar Bryant playing cornerback for Richmond now.
Double tight ends. Nope, tight end left. They move one out of the slot in the backfield. Hampered. Incomplete. Dannelle Ellerbe.
Pressure by Ellerbe. Bootleg. What you're trying to do is get the defense to commit to the other side, roll out, and run a receiver out about 5 or 10 yards. But as you see, Brown and Ellerbe back, not giving Cox enough time to throw.
4-down territory.
Well, they're not in field goal range, so they will go for it.
4th down and 6 from the Raider 18. This would be a huge turnover on downs. The Raiders would get the ball back if the Patriots cannot score.
Look for Cox to try to throw in one of those dead areas between the linebackers and the safeties.
They'll rush 3. Thrown into the ground.
Deflected. Frist gets his hands up. The first thing you tell a defensive lineman is, if you don't think you can penetrate, get your hands up, create a lane difficult for the quarterback to throw the ball.
Huge bullet dodge there by Richmond.
Absolutely.
Richmond senior.
Watch Frist. He'll come out of that nose guard position, get his hand up. Well, I don't know.
He just slipped. He just stuck to his hand. Too much stickum.
I think he was looking for a mulligan and wanted to do over.
Well,
to pull it back.
He may have changed his mind as he was delivering the ball and tried to pull it back in. A turnover not hurting Richmond as they'll get the ball back on the 19-yard line. Fumble
This
again.
one hits the turf again. Rush. Let it go. And now they're saying 2nd down.
It looks like when he was handing the ball off to Rush, he put it on his thigh guard. Very low handoff. We can bring it back on replay. Watch how low Bryant hands off the ball. Watch, the ball is low when he hands it, and it actually hits. That, it looks like Rush. Yeah, Rush didn't have his hands up properly. Rush may have been looking for the hole rather than securing the ball.
Trey Sykes picked it up for the Raiders.
The center for Richmond. He had a little upset. Ed Emery going, well, we can't keep making mistakes like this and stay in the game.
Yeah, these aren't deflected passes. These are run plays. 2nd and 12. Bryant will just keep it himself. Flags fly. Bryant will get up over the 20-yard line.
And that's someone in the line, and that probably is a hold as late as that flag came.
Must have been in the open because both officials on each side of the field saw it. Or maybe it was multiple holds.
We got an illegal shift on the offense.
Again, 2 men moving at the same time. Richmond is starting to shoot themselves in the foot literally here as mistakes penalty-wise and turnovers. Well, Ed's still showing he's got some fire here. His 40th plus year of coaching.
Don't think for 1 minute he doesn't.
Now you've got 2 of the most knowledgeable coaches in this game. At this level you're going to.
Again, the years of experience that both of them have and the success that both of them have are just overwhelming. They are the best of what coaching in North Carolina high school football can bring to you. There are certain coaches, you just mention their name, you don't have to mention the school, and you know by reputation what they're able to do.
So it's 3rd down and 8. Pitchback rush, lots of room, one man to beat. He beats him, down to the outside. He's got the first down into the Patriots territory. They catch up with him, knock him out of bounds, just shy of the 30.
We get down to 2 minutes before halftime, and Richmond needed some boost like that. The first time they've been able to run the option and able to pitch it outside and gain significant yardage. A couple missed tackles on the outside, but watch. The I option, this is a signature play for Richmond. Able to pitch in the backfield. Bryant gives a little shimmy shake fake, breaks down the sidelines.
46-yard run for the first down.
He combines so much, not only just his speed, Ryan, but he is the second strongest player on this team.
And Riley, at this level, at the 2 minutes, we just keep playing.
We don't stop.
Yeah, that's right. No 2.5-minute TV timeout here.
Oh, no. We love our sponsors now.
We do love our sponsors.
Timeouts.
No. Another handoff. The ground game is working, and it's Simmons. Gets to the 30, maybe a gain of 3. Buckley on the stop.
Both teams with a full complement of timeouts. So Richmond is a score early. Independence will have an opportunity to come back, but Richmond here have plenty of time to make a decision.
And that big run basically keeps Richmond from having to worry about giving it back to the Patriots. Now they can, they were worried about clock too, how we're going to get down the field, but a 46-yard run did it. Now at the 30-yard line.
They got to pick up a good 15 more yards to be in field goal range, and that's not going to do it.
Bryant still has it. Ball falls again, and this time the Patriots get it.
Turnovers.
Unbelievable.
The level of talent is so equal here at this level. When you get to the Western Final, turnovers many times are going to decide who moves on. And that was a play that blew up from the beginning. Watch. Bryant looks like he's going to pitch, run, loses his footing. There's no hole, so he tries to make something, and he falls backwards trying to gain as much yardage. If he had taken a knee there, well, they would have had a second and long, but they still would have had possession of the football. Now Independence with 3 timeouts with 1:22 left.
And the ball on the 32-yard line.
You saw on the sidelines recovering the ball, DJ Rankin, the outside linebacker, playing with a broken arm, with a cast on his arm, still able to secure the fumble.
Looking to reset that play clock, and here we go.
Richmond coming up man-to-man. As you see the corners coming very close. If those corners get beat at the line of scrimmage, you've got a situation where either Ingram or Massaquoi can be deep for the long pass.
They give it to Lindsey. He'll be taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
Nice little delay pattern, though it didn't pick up much there, but you've got to show a little bit of the run plays.
Forrest Brown makes the hit.
And Coach Knotts cannot go exclusively to the passing game here. They've got to show that they can and will run the ball on draws or little plays like this. Now you're under a minute here, so at some time you've got to throw something 30, 40 yards down deep and think about field goal range. Because Richmond will have the ball to open up the second half. And 1-point lead will not win this game tonight.
I don't think so. Under 45 seconds, a little dump off, kind of a half shovel pass. Complete, and the runner's still on his feet.
The clock's still running though.
Radon Ingram. Clock will stop just long enough for the chains to move in for the officials to set the ball.
Yeah, you got to burn a timeout here.
It'll be at the 46-yard line.
Little Utah pass, a little shovel pass in the backfield. And the advantage of that, Ryan, is as long as that pass is behind the line of scrimmage, the lineman can go downfield and block and create lanes for the runner. In that situation, Massaquoi to run the ball.
Independence calls a timeout, as Ernest mentioned, to stop the clock. So they have 2 remaining. Each team with 7 first downs. They're doing it in different ways. The Raiders have 104 yards rushing to Independence's 8. The Raiders have 139 yards total, which means they have 35 passing yards.
Richmond
147 yards passing for Independence.
Richmond has fumbled the ball 3 times, and twice Independence has come away with those for big turnovers.
Are you searching for that special place to tie the knot? Look no further. Historic St. Mary's Chapel, located at 1129 East 3rd Street, hosts more than 300 weddings per year. I went to 2 there last year.
Not yours, though.
Not mine. For more information, call 704-333-1235.
You just sort of like to do drop-ins on weddings, don't you? Just kind of show up, see what's
You know what?
He likes the cake.
Maybe get some food.
Some cake and some finger food. You guys know me too well. First down and 10.
It's the oldest trick in the book.
Play action, and the pass is complete. Once again, they get it to Ingram.
Little bubble screen. Again, the advantage of the little bubble screen. The ball is received behind the line of scrimmage, so the lineman can go downfield and create lanes against this Richmond defense. Now, though, again, they're going to rush up, not burn one of those 2 timeouts. Ball on the 40. They're going to pick up about a good 25 yards to be in field goal range.
Quick pass to Massaquoi, and he gets out of bounds. He'll be out of bounds just over the 30, almost a first down.
It looks like first down.
That's a lot of yards for a quick out-of-bounds play.
Well, the Raider defensive backs, fearing the long pass, were playing off the receivers about 10 yards deep, so they gave Massaquoi plenty of time to turn around. I think actually he was surprised when he turns around, watches he receives the ball, that he thought he was going to get hit. And usually in this situation, you go straight out of bounds. He turns, well, no one's covering me. I'll pick up an extra 5 yards. Then Richie Houston nudges him ever so gently out of bounds. 16 seconds to go. And a second down, so any reception will be a first down. Will momentarily stop the clock, but they got 2 timeouts.
Cox doesn't see the pressure, gets nailed, but gets the pass off. It is incomplete, almost intercepted. Houston down there. Also, actually, Jamar Bryant almost caught that pass. The quarterback.
Because he wasn't able to step forward, Ryan, he was not able to put enough behind that pass. If he had time, that was 6 points.
A tail dragger, if you will, just kind of hung up there.
You're not able to plant that front foot and deliver the ball. Watch, Cox doesn't see Ellerbe coming, never knows it, nails him.
Merciful heavens.
Feels the pressure, but because that is not able to step forward, and so the ball dies in the air just a little bit of a fade. And that's the difference between an incomplete pass and 6 points for Independence.
When it's cold out, those hits hurt a little bit more, and that ground is not soft, as cold as it is. You're looking for a first down now. Cox going up the sideline. Incomplete.
Too far.
Just over the outstretched arms of Massaquoi. Whitley on the coverage. 2 seconds left in fourth down.
Well, no doubt here this pass will be in the end zone.
4th and 1.
Only Whitley on the coverage, only the 4th game that he has started at the cornerback position, another 10th grader for the Richmond Raiders. Normally the backup tailback for the Raiders here.
And based on the things that these 2 teams have done, as Richmond calls a timeout, based on the things these 2 teams have done, it doesn't matter where on the field you are, you're always in touchdown scoring range the way these 2 offenses have been able to do it. One more play in the first half. 2 seconds left. The Raiders call a timeout. Probably going to see some prevent defense here. 13-12.
Introducing Wireless Roadrunner. Now everyone can use Roadrunner high-speed online at the same time, all around the house. New wireless Roadrunner. No wires required.
High banks, high speeds, high voltage. 3 sticker plates are off, and it's time to go racing. Don't miss your only chance to see NASCAR racing at The Rock on Saturday, February 21st. The NASCAR Busch Series Rockingham 200. Then the NASCAR Nextel Cup Subway 400 on Sunday, February 22nd. Tickets are on sale now. Call 866-451-RACE or visit us online at NorthCarolinaSpeedway.com. It's your only chance to see NASCAR at The Rock.
Whoa, the leftovers, the stuffing, the turkey. It's a bit much, but if you get up and cheer and dance around and burn some of those calories off, you can go back for sandwiches on Saturday. You know I'll be getting more food Saturday.
Richmond wants to plant 2 guys on a 10-yard line and say, do not let anyone get behind you.
4th and a yard, more importantly, 2 seconds left.
Cox is going to take 3 steps. He's going to throw it deep.
From the 30-yard line.
He wants one of the receivers to run under it, but we've got movement in the line. Pierre Andrews, the guilty party, the left guard for Independence. And that will just push him back 5 more yards.
Before the snap, false start on the offense. It remains 4th down.
We got to get an official a better fitting hat. That looks like 2 sizes too small. He's having a hard time keeping that thing in his head.
Aerodynamic.
Again, the situation. He'll throw it deep, he'll take 3 steps drop, and he'll just loft it up and hope Massaquoi or one of the other receivers, Wiggins, can throw and get underneath the ball.
It would be a 35-yard touchdown. No one's open, so he's going to throw it in the middle of the field. The only one that can catch it is the Raiders defender, Jamar Bryant. Well, Riley Fields, we sincerely appreciate your visit to the booth.
Ryan,
much success with the Panthers.
I appreciate the time, and I'll turn it back over to y'all qualified professionals. But again, enjoyed seeing you as always.
Thank you, sir. So much hype. The internet boards were lit up. The papers wrote everything they could about it, and it's all it's cracked up to be. The Patriots lead by a single point here at the half, trying to get to the state championship game.
Remember Saturdays watching Quick Draw, Yogi, and Snagglepuss, wishing they were on all the time? Presenting Boomerang, a new channel dedicated to 24 hours of classic cartoons. So grab a big bowl of cereal, the sugary kind your mom wouldn't buy you, and enjoy Boomerang. It's all coming back to you.
Boomerang is now available on Time Warner Digital Cable Channel 190.
American Morning is informative. It's energetic. We will not waste people's time.
It's all about the story and the news. Some stories people say, well, why do I care? Why do I need to know? And the truth is, you do need to know, and here's why.
Bill Hammer. Soledad O'Brien. Where real news makes the difference. American Morning, weekdays on CNN.
13-12 at the half. It was a back-and-forth ball game on the opening drive. Abdurrahim Malik stretches out and gets into the end zone for the Patriots. Extra point, no good. 6-0. Richmond answers with an option. Fake handoff as Bryant takes it to the house. Extra point, no good. 6-6. 2 more touchdowns, 1 more extra point, and Independence leads by 1 point. Ernest Watts, the O'Toole's Food and Fuel halftime stats.
Surprisingly, Richmond only 1 point behind. They've been out past 171 yards to only 35 and totally dominated in total yardage. There's 2 turnovers, 1 not hurting them much. They were able to stop Independence on 4th down. For the second one, a big turnover with 2 minutes less to go before halftime and inside the 30-yard line of Independence.
Malik, 26 yards on 4 carries and the touchdown. Cox, 9 of 21 at the half, passing for 171 yards. Bryant, 5 of 8, 35 yards. He also has 76 yards rushing, so he's doing it on the ground and through the air, and he has both Richmond touchdowns. We call this 7 to remember, the top 7 plays we saw this year throughout the regular season covering the Raiders. Number 7 at West Forsyth, the last game Richmond played. Bryant on an option. This was a 22-3 win in round 3. He leaps into the end zone. He's made that play famous.
Nice handshake by Quick there in the end zone.
Number 6 against 71st on a rain-soaked evening. Shavon Simmons drags the pile. It was well rainy that day. Everything got soaked, including our scoreboard camera. Took 4 guys to bring him down. Number 5 in the Vance game. This is when Marcus Rush broke the single-season record for rushing yards for Richmond.
Clips 1833, formerly held by Flip Ellerbe.
That was in round 1. And again in the 71st game, just an example of the touch by Bryant and Crump with the feet, tippy toes in the back of the end zone. The only touchdown allowed in the playoffs up until tonight's game was this. The first play of the playoffs, Vance's Donald Jones returns it for a touchdown. Again, the only touchdown the Raiders had allowed through 3 games in the playoffs.
First play of the playoffs also.
And then also against Butler, the tipped pass, 87 yards to Rush, down 6-0 at that point. The Raiders went on to win that game 20-6. They scored twice more. And then the number 1 play we've seen, Butler in the playoffs, a beautiful fake on the play action Butler did not score a touchdown in that game. Probably should have on that one, but an incredible fake. And Butler could have had Richmond. Independence thinks maybe Butler should have won. High school football on Time Warner Cable Sports brought to you by the North Carolina Speedway, by www.aroundcarolina.com, by O'Toole's Food and Fuel, and by Superior Cranes Incorporated. Heck of a job production-wise from our staff and crew here from Memorial Stadium, also called the Wind Tunnel tonight. 13-12 Patriots will get the second half kicked off after this.
Introducing Wireless Roadrunner. Now everyone can use Roadrunner high-speed online at the same time, all around the house. New wireless Roadrunner. No wires required.
High banks, high speeds, high voltage. 3 sticker plates are off, and it's time to go racing. Don't miss your only chance to see NASCAR racing at The Rock on Saturday, February 21st. The NASCAR Busch Series Rockingham 200. Then the NASCAR Nextel Cup Subway 400 on Sunday, February 22nd. Tickets are on sale now. Call 866-451-RACE or visit us online at NorthCarolinaSpeedway.com. It's your only chance to see NASCAR at The Rock.
That's Merle in our end zone camera. He's a Richmond graduate.
Ryan, the difference in the first half. 2 missed extra point attempts for Richmond, whereas Independence finds themselves 1 for 2 in extra points.
And that's the difference, believe it or not. The kicking games. Who would have thunk it?
Well, special teams. Someone talked about that before the game. Who was that?
Some famous prognosticator.
Yes.
Hey, we kicked Riley Fields out of the booth, but we decided we'd bring him back because we love him.
I went down there and sat on those cold aluminum bleachers and decided to come back up here and put on the warm headsets. Keep my head warm.
From the 13-yard line, here's Norman Whitley, number 33, and he moves the pile forward all the way to the 44-yard line. Excellent field position to start the second half for the Raiders.
Ryan, the most important drives in the game are the opening drives, the drives before halftime, and the drives to open up the second half. There are opportunities for teams to make statements on offense and defense. Richmond has an opportunity here. If they go 3 and out, the door's open for Independence to take a big lead here. We'll see what changes both teams have made in halftime, what types of adjustments. Richmond starting in the I, which they love to run the option out of.
It's rush, left side across midfield.
Just a simple give, off tackle, the block being cleared out by the fullback, Siobhan Simmons. Picks up a nice 6-yard gain.
These two teams really only stopped themselves. The defenses didn't really do the job in the first half. Incomplete passes for Independence, fumbles for Richmond. That has got to be the key coming out of the half, is hold on to the football for the Raiders. When they have, they've scored.
But that's when you see the option, you're going to have turnovers. Unfortunately, these have been simple snap and handoffs, not from the option, but the other traditional plays.
Siobhan Simmons, the carry.
And already they find themselves in independent territory. Richmond, that offensive line for Richmond, when you talk about Andre Crouch at left tackle, Bobby Deaver at left guard, Trey Sykes at center, Wesley Halton the right guard, and Brandon Valley at the right tackle, are moving the defensive line of Independence, a defensive line which has dominated the last 2 years.
First down and 10 from the 43-yard line. Well, they'll go to the air. Bryant steps back. Scott Quick up the left side. He's looking for him and overthrew him by about a yard. 1 step looking for Quick.
Nice bracketed coverage by Jernison and Adams. Free safety came over, took up the front position. Jernison had the back position. Watch now, Bryant had plenty of time to throw. No green jerseys in his range. Able to throw, kind of second guess that throw. If he had thrown it a little bit earlier, I think he would have been more open.
He was waiting for separation downfield, and
well, you hesitate there and you lose timing if you try to pump fake. That wasn't really a pump fake, it's just an indecision on that throw. In the first half, when he did that, took the ball down and ran with it. And after those fumbles, you kind of wonder if he's a little gunshot to run with the ball now.
Quick in motion. The play clock ran out.
The snap. Delay a ball game on the offense.
Sometimes those types of plays, when you're trying to draw the linebackers by putting the flanker in motion, it takes so much time after you've called the play in the huddle that you risk this type of penalty.
Again, the teams have hurt themselves. When the Patriots gave up that second score, it was because they had a couple of costly penalties and then a poor punt.
Well, it seems like they're hurting themselves doing things that normally they do best.
Pass complete to the tight end. His third catch of the game. Alfonso.
That's a dangerous pass in there because you're throwing just behind the linebacker. So if you get their hands up. Again, Bryant, three-step drop, plenty of time to throw. Look, he's got 5 green shirts around him.
And I think Riley's right. I mean, they're not doing anything they're not used to doing. I mean, it's passing for Independence, it's rushing for Richmond. 3rd down and 6.
Well, after 13 wins, you do what you do to win a game.
Make the run, pass outside, complete. Tiptoe dance.
First down.
Takes out a person on the sidelines. A Quick makes the catch.
10th reception of the season for Marcus Quick. You know, his uncle's going to be here in 2 days. He's the play-by-play for radio for Philadelphia Eagles. Of course, that's probably the greatest player Richmond's ever had. That was Mike Quick. Went to NC State and was all-pro for 4 years for the Philadelphia Eagles. Mike may be in the crowd here to watch his nephew play tonight.
But you know he's in town.
Dangerous pass to throw that in the flats. Strength of Bryant to deliver and throw that ball.
From the 30-yard line, 1st down and 10. On
Blitz
formation
by Independence.
And they send the house. Rush gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, sometimes you get a little predictable in your play call. On 1st down, Richmond's done a lot of just straight give off tackle to Rush in those situations. You see now they're blitzing him, Buckley and McCallie and Ellington in those situations, just sealing off that inside. What they can do in a situation like that, Richmond can counter that by play-action fake to the fullback Simmons, and then a pitch play. We've seen this in the past, a pitch to Rush and getting him outside, creating some lanes for him to run in.
Or the screen pass, which they ran earlier. 2nd down and 10. And again, the clock gets down to nothing once again.
Again, they're waiting too long for Quick to come in motion. He signals coming by tapping the derriere.
Delay a ball game on the offense
of the quarterback, but they're taking so long getting out of the huddle to put him in motion, and the attempt in motion is get the safeties to move over and create lanes for Rush or Bryant to run the ball. That is taking too long, and they're getting nabbed with this 5-yard penalty.
Just makes it tougher to get that 1st down. 2nd and 15 from the 35.
They've gone to the tight end in this situation last time in this drive.
Let Rush go up the middle. He's stopped at the line. McAlilly made the 2nd hit.
Normally, Rush is a runner that creates his own openings. He does not run the play. It's called a specific location, but he looks for lanes to run in. And what's happening is Independence, the defensive tackles and the defensive ends are crashing down. And the only opening is that he bounces it outside, and then the linebackers are there to keep him from breaking outside with that speed.
I'm looking for them to go back to the option, a play that they had good success with at the end of the 1st half.
But after putting the ball on the field 3 times with fumbles, that may be a little too risky here in a 1-point game.
Bryant to the air, going deep, and he overthrew his receiver.
Yeah, he had Anthony Williams wide open. Williams had to step on him, but Bryant just leads them a little too far. In your situation, Richmond's in that never land. They are too close to punt the ball, yet they're not close enough for an attempt at the field goal. But it looks like they will punt. They got the punt team on the field. Really going to have to place this and make a coffin corner kick, because it goes in the end zone. We're talking about a change of only 14 yards in possession.
Massaquoi back on his own 11.
And this will be in the end zone.
Goes way out.
Yeah, I kind of question that judgment. You got to have a little confidence in your defense there. 15 yards is worth trying to take a chance at 1st down. Or at least aim for the corners, not kick in that situation. So Richmond's drive moves but stalls once they get into Independence territory.
Well, they soaked up 3.5 minutes, but got nothing out of it. And they really, the Raiders wanted to come out and shut up the home crowd a little bit, get some momentum. First down and 10 for Independence on their own 20-yard line. A heavy dose of run play here. This is Lindsey. Good cut tackle.
Nice little pickup. Again, so few runs in the first half for Independence. And this is just a little run play. Bounce it off tackle. Finds outside. The wide receivers take the corners deep. The Richmond cornerbacks are so fearful of the long pass of Independence, they turn their back. And by the time they come back, Lindsey's already picked up 7 yards.
All at the 26-yard line. 2nd and 4.
Motion, 2 in motion at the same time.
2 men moving.
Officials are discussing that.
Or offsides, maybe he's over.
Encroachment against the offense. Before the snap, encroachment on the offense.
Ryan, sometimes it's very difficult when you line up as a flanker and you go into a motion situation, you step forward. If you step past the line, what he's got to do is look at that line judge and not go past the line judge. Usually the line judge will let you know how you've lined up if you're offsides. He'll nod to the young man on the outside because it is difficult to line up with the ball when you're 20, 30 yards outside, outside the numbers and outside the seams out there.
And they do that at all levels. Officials are very helpful, generally speaking. 2nd down and 9. A long 9. Cox from the shotgun. 3 receivers left. Dump it over the middle. Massaquoi thrown behind him.
We've seen this several times tonight. He's getting time to throw, but you wonder how many times the pressure in the first half is causing Cox to deliver the ball a little too early. If he hits Massaquoi in stride, he's going to get 15 to 20 yards.
Well, he had a good dose of Mr. Ellerbe in the first half.
And Ellerbe makes some heavy footsteps.
You got to lead the receiver, but at the same time, he's got to look out for that safety cheating, seeing that play and cutting up and picking off that pass for an interception.
3rd down in that same long 9. Shotgun Cox. Good protection, slings it, almost intercepted. Callahan right there in front of Massaquoi.
You've got certain windows to throw a slant pattern, and that's what that was. And the window is between where the quarterback is and the middle linebacker. Because he tries to force this, the only place he can throw it is low. If the receiver can slide and pick that off, if he throws this ball high, that's an interception. You got 2 Raider defenders standing right there. Not a bad decision. There are a lot of fans on Independence who are going to say Joe Cox can't throw the ball. Joe Cox made the right decision.
His arm has gotten stronger as the years worn on. That's what the Independence staff told me on Thursday.
He's making good decisions.
He's had to get past that whole shoes to fill stuff.
Yeah.
Make it his team. The kick by Tomko, taken by
Rush.
The Rush at the 45. It is.
And because Richmond punts, they get good field position back.
Once again, and they'll start right around their own 30, or rather the Independence 35-yard line when we come back.
About the Save a Life Tour at givelife.org.
We have a weather team, not a Thunderstalker 6000 gang or some other silly name. Because our forecasts are on every 10 minutes, not just when a storm shows up. News 14 Carolina's weather team brings you the weather news. Rain or shine, storm or no storm. All day, every day. We're News 14 Carolina. And we are your weather news now.
Ryan Rose with Ernest Watts. Riley Fields from the Carolina Panthers joining us. Shavon Simmons will carry on 1st down and 10 as the Raiders start on the Independence 35-yard line.
You got to keep those linebackers honest, and by doing that, you give the ball occasionally to the fullback and make sure they're not cheating and keying on the tailback or the quarterback. Nice shot of that Patriot defense, which is averaged only giving up 9.7 points for the season.
Give him a yard up to the 34-yard line. 2nd down and 9. Quick in motion. Pitch, left side, rush. Finds a small seam, and it's closed quickly.
It's a sweep. They brought out Haltom and Deaver, both the guards, in the traditional pitch sweep. But Rush cuts it up off tackle, does not take it outside. And again, the speed of those linebackers of Independence are able to seal it off. And the great run coverage by the safeties also.
Chris McAlilly on the tackle. He fills a gap.
That's what you want your middle linebacker to do, that situation. Fill in the gaps. His responsibility is between the ends, make all the tackles that go past the line of scrimmage.
Alex Wilson on the stop as well. 3rd down and 7. Bryant from the shotgun. Looks like screen pass.
Yep.
Well, he still has it, slings it downfield, incomplete, flag flies.
They're going to call grounding.
Ineligible.
And that or grounding. Well, you did have Crowder downfield, the left tackle.
Ineligible downfield on the offense.
Andre Crouch, who was setting up for the screen.
You take that or wave it off. It'll be 4th down.
I would say you wave it off. Put them in 4th down.
They do.
Don't give them 2 chances to make a 1st down. And again, Richmond's going to punt this situation. At some time, Ed Emery's going to take a chance and do a fake punt off this play.
And why would?
Well, last time, though, you could tell when they lined up in punt formation, Independence wasn't totally buying it.
Well, they've got no one back deep this time. Oh, they will now as Massaquoi drops back.
Timeout Richmond. Why wouldn't a receiver, an eligible receiver, be downfield? He thinks it's a screen play. Yeah. He's going up the block.
Well, he's got his back to the quarterback, so he's going on timing in that situation. And Bryant should have just, he just got to throw it past the line of scrimmage, or there's a potential grounding play. So you're pretty much caught between the deep blue sea and the devil in that situation.
And at what point do you go ahead and put the responsibility on the back of your defense to make a stand in case you don't make it, and go ahead and take advantage of this great field position and take a shot?
But with an explosive offense like Independence is, there's so many times you're going to be able to shut them down.
Hey guys, enjoy a day of horseback riding at the Latta Equestrian Center. Call 704-875-0808 for hours of operation and prices. Everyone to get on the horse?
Of course.
Of course.
They're going for it on 4th down. No fake punt here. Out of the shotgun.
I applaud this decision.
He is the punter. He could pooch it here, but certainly appears it'll be a run play.
Pass
play, rather. Going it downfield, tripped.
Well, they're not reaching for the flag. That's just an incomplete pass.
Yep, overthrown. In coverage there, you see him, Daniel Cook, the biggest defensive back that they have. Quick, couldn't get downfield, and that's a turnover on downs. Independence dodges another bullet deep in their own zone.
Again, you see Bryant double pump there in that situation. Tried to air it out, didn't know whether he wanted to lead the receiver or air it out. And because of that, leads him just a little too far.
And I think it's okay that they took a shot.
You're in a situation here, if Independence scores and kicks an extra point, you can still score a touchdown, go for 2 and tie. So a score does not mean the end of the game here.
And I would vouch that that Tom Knott's offense, it doesn't really matter where they are on the field.
Nice screen.
Screen pass to the tight end.
Got a
flag flies way in there. That's Bradley Davis, number 80, making the catch.
Equally nice flag toss by the official in that play.
And accurate, too. Woo. And if the hold is from that spot, that'll just put him back 1st and 10 again, if that is the call.
He's out of bounds at the 46.
The penalty flag comes in on about the 43. And you can tell when the team marches back, they know the penalty's on them. Independence is all the way back to the 20.
Holding on the green team.
Now we just see the spot of the foul, which we think is the first down marker.
I think number 78 is the guilty party. Yes, nice takedown.
Well, Houston still knocked him out.
Yep. Not a good hold, we'll put it that way. And not picking on Pierre Andrews there. He's supposed to clear a lane. The back should be cutting up his back down the seam. Doesn't happen. So we have a do-over again, right? 1st and 10 from the original position. Now, Coach Knotts doesn't like to call screen passes, but we've seen 2 tonight, and that was very successful. Wide open,
Massaquoi makes a spin. That's Wiggins, actually. It gets across midfield.
Well, that's just a breakdown in defensive coverage. And you having no one within 10 yards of a flanker.
He was
and
too wide.
Great recognition by Cox there to see it and take advantage of it. Richmond, that's some confusion in the defensive backfield. And they've had some substitutions. We've seen Andrew Baker come out for Jamar Bryant. Now Baker is back in at the strong safety position, but the strong safety's got to pick him up in that situation. That's his responsibility.
Missed coverage there. Cox now from center. Give it to Malik. Bowls over a guy. He just ran completely over 26 Covington.
And Callahan, the middle linebacker, frisked just right up that middle. They use the tailbacks, both Malik and Lindsey, so sparingly. They're just so fresh here as you go under 5 minutes in the third quarter.
Sorry, that was Stanback 28, not 26 that he rolled over. Stanback's still trying to put his helmet back on.
And they're going to take an official timeout here. Allow him time to do that.
He got stuff knocked out of it.
Well, if he can't, he's either going to come off the field or they're going to be charged with a timeout here. They're going to give him a reasonable amount of time to do this.
He's fine. He's got it back on. We're ready. Well,
I don't know.
He can't get his chin strap on. That's the problem.
At some point, the captains are going to be told you got to call a timeout or get him off the field.
All right, everything's fine. Got some stuff hanging off there, but
passing
got enough for to play.
This is a passing play, 2nd and short.
2nd and 3. Open up that playbook or run it, and the pile moves forward, but it won't be for a first down.
Gained about half the distance there. That's Lindsey. If we've seen doses of Lindsey and Malik for the backfield of the Patriots. Now, a lot of coaches would say, I've got a 1-point lead. It's 3rd and 2.
I'm going to throw it to the end zone.
I'd go to the end zone. A lot of them would take it safe and run it, but Coach Knotts going deep. That's just his philosophy.
And a couple.
Richmond in that 2-deep zone again because there are pockets to throw to.
Malik offset eye, wrangled down Evan Callahan. The ball almost came out. Frisk made the tackle. Callahan came in late. You may see it on replay. The ball kind of squirts out, and he traps it up on his shoulder pad as he goes down. He'll be short of the first down by about a yard. Ball spotted at the 40.
Gentlemen, this is upset. 3 straight running plays for Independence.
Well, this is what they did to Richmond in 2000. You thought Chris Leak was going to go in and sling it all over their field, but they ran up a bunch of yards. Mario Crow, who now plays for Catawba College, did the job then.
What a great high school player.
And Mario Rayleigh, who's at Georgia, also another good player for this Independence team, found that team. 4th down and a yard. Malik, he'll have it. First down.
Nice little leap there over Levander Thomas to get the first down.
Down to the 38.
That's just gut check by the Independence offensive line.
You almost expect this quarterback keeper would have been safety, but they've got great comps. What a great block by number 73, Antonio Leonard in there. Leonard just pancaked the defender, Levander Thomas.
You know how good he is? They don't list a backup for him. He's playing every down for us.
Hurt or not.
Throw out to the flats on a quick out. They get it to Wiggins. A little flag for a hold there, and this one will come back. They're going to get
Raybon Ingram. And that's the little bubble screen you throw to the wide receiver and what you want, to the flanker, excuse me. You want the wide receiver to block down, and you want that flanker to read, either cut in or out, depending on where the wide receiver is blocking the wide receiver.
On the green team.
It'll be 10 yards from the spot, which means they'll lose about 4 from the
second holding penalty in this drive.
There it is. Yeah. Radon Ingram. He grabs, and he doesn't even make the stop there. If you're going to hold, at least
bring your guy free.
Normally in that situation, you don't have to hold or block him.
Just
screen him. Just screen him. Just stand in his way. And if you can screen him to the outside, then the flanker will cut down the sidelines. If you can screen him to the inside, you can cut inside. And by that time, pick up 5 or 6 yards.
I like what Independence is doing, though, getting the ball in the flat to their skill guys in open space.
First down and 15. Reverse. Pitch it. Give it to Massaquoi. He'll have some yardage, probably about 6 or so. Ingram was in at the quarterback on that play.
Brought down by Friston Callahan, the middle guard and the middle linebacker for Richmond. I actually wanted to take that outside and made the decision because penetration. Watch Richmond get some penetration on the outside and force him inside. It looks like Brown. Actually, Levander Thomas forces him to cut it up.
And that's his job.
Oh, yeah.
Give it to the linebackers to make the tackle.
Keep the lanes. That defensive line has certain lanes, and they want to force the running backs or the receivers that the linebackers pick it up.
Cox from the shotgun. Plenty of time looking downfield for the tight end. It is incomplete, almost intercepted. Looking for Davis. Deep back there, almost making the pick, was Brandon Breeden. Jamar Bryant on coverage, so is Callahan, the linebacker. This guy's been making stops at the line of scrimmage. Now he's 15 yards deep in coverage.
Triple coverage by Richmond, and in a situation, Cox unfortunately could have led the receiver a little further. In a situation that you make sure the receiver can catch the ball, it's a little short, causing Davis to delay and stop. He's lucky that ball was not picked off an interception.
Third down and 9, the 10th play of this drive.
Confusion in Richmond's defense as they switch over the sides.
They send Davis in motion.
Screen pass again.
Back against the grain. Lindsey has it, tackled at the 36-yard line. Flags fly in for holding or hitting the quarterback, one of those two. Probably holding.
It's
it
holding.
Is.
On the green team.
In a game of
Decline this.
Well, field
Fourth
position.
Down? No, okay, take it.
Field position. Even as potent as this defense is, 4th and 9 is nothing for Independence here. Now you're playing for field position. Put them in what will be 3rd and about 20-something. Because the hold is in the backfield. I would much rather take my opportunities against the Patriots in 3rd and very long than 4th and 9. Still discussing the options. And they were marching back.
This will go back.
Holding on the offense. Replay, 3rd down.
Wow, all the way back to the Independence 46-yard line.
Well, in a situation, you know what you want to do in a screen pass is you want to let the pass rushers get past you. In that situation, the guard grabbed. And Cox had plenty of time to throw the ball.
3rd down and 26. 11th play of the drive coming up.
The reason Richmond accepted the penalty because they think they can get enough rush on Cox that he will not be able to throw 30 yards downfield, whereas he would have time to pick up a first down on 4th and 9.
Cox going deep to Massaquoi, tipped and incomplete. This one was slightly behind Massaquoi, but this one definitely more in his range to catch it. Houston in the area.
It's so difficult to run that little flag route and then turn to your back as you're running away and catch the ball. Again, when Massaquoi graduates, he will be the greatest wide receiver to play high school football in North Carolina. And I could roll off the names to you. One we talked about already, Mike Quick, who played high school football. He's just that dynamic a receiver. 4th and 9, when the ball is on the 37-yard line for Independence, they don't kick, they go for it.
Well, the Patriots have a pretty good receiver on their sidelines, a coach, Steve Schiff, who played for Knott's at West Charlotte. This kick bounces away from Rush, and it will go out of bounds just outside of the 20-yard line. Just a minute left in this quarter, and one thing I would not have guessed, fellas, coming into this ball game, that we'd have a scoreless quarter.
It's a slugfest.
It is.
You had a defense and Independence had only given up 9 points average per game the entire season. Richmond had only given up 10 points per game. So very good defenses, and these two defenses face explosive offenses every day in practice. So they see great athletes all the time. They're used to this. Richmond gets to see Bryant and Rush And in the same respect, Independence defense gets to see Cox and Massaquoi and Malik and Lindsey all the time.
Cox is 13 for 29, 208 yards passing. Bryant steps up out of pressure. One man to beat, and that man beats him and holds him up for the rest of the group to come. That's DJ Rankin, the outside linebacker.
Played a great job tonight. Look at that big cast on his left arm.
The clubber.
Of course, now you've got to put cushion on that. You can't play with a cast and use it as a weapon. So the officials before game will come in and make sure there's enough padding on that.
Looks like he's got a loaf of bread on his arm.
Well, he's certainly not going to be carrying the football, but he made the stop.
He has recovered a fumble. So he has come up with the ball tonight.
Second down and 11.
He sandwiched the ball.
The previous play was a coverage sack, and the secondary of Independence just took away all the receivers. Richmond's only putting out 2 receivers out in pass plays. They're keeping maximum protection to give Bryant time.
Give it to Simmons on the last play of the quarter. He moves the pile forward close and probably over the 25-yard line. We'll march it down the other side of the field. The two teams will go 50 yards, spin it around, and we'll play the final quarter of round 4. The winner goes to the state championship game, and the Patriots lead by 1.
In small business, hard work drives every success story. Roadrunner Business Class understands. We're here to help tailor a high-speed internet solution to enhance your overall performance. We offer products your business needs, such as managed services and web hosting. And dedicated local customer service supports you all the way. No matter what your definition of success, we can help.
Call today to find out how Roadrunner Business Class can make your business more successful.
We have struck the mother lode, and our lives have truly been blessed.
Thank you so much. I didn't know they did that stuff in there.
Been telling you, man. Guys, I'm drooling.
It's completely normal to drool over the wild, off-the-hinges cherry taste of Cheerwine. It's just part of being human.
Miss Johnson just checked in. Oh, that's about right.
Her name is Johnson.
The North Carolina playoffs are brought to you by Medical Center Pharmacy, by the Piedmont Cheerwine Bottling Company, by Clearwater Productions, and by Time Warner Cable. Ryan Rose, Ernest Watts, and the Director of Community Relations for the Carolina Panthers, Riley Fields. From Memorial Stadium in Charlotte, venerable Memorial Stadium in Charlotte. The wind has died down just a touch. But if you've got toboggans on or all that gear like the cheerleading squads do, as long as your ears are covered up, it's not too bad out here, and at least you can say you were there when number 1 met number 2. No disrespect to New Bern or Southeast Raleigh, but everyone around the state thinks this is the title game. Well, that remains to be seen, but it's playing like one.
If there's a title game as good as the first 3 quarters we have seen, High School Athletic Association will be very happy. This has been well worth. This has been everything we've expected so far.
3rd and 6. Bryant, pass tipped and incomplete. And for once in a while, no flags. It'll be 4th down.
Just give a lot of credit to this Patriot defense, because they shut down a very potent offense. Richmond averaged over 35 points per game in the second half.
Now, you guys have seen Richmond play a lot. For those of us who have not seen Richmond as often, typically with their running game, do they try to stretch the field, or is it primarily a straight-ahead attack?
The option.
They like to run around the line. These guys don't go right up the middle on you.
But you got the weapons of Bryant, and you've got Rush running the option. That's again, you've got a hard choice. If you're a safety rolling up, you take the guy that's rushed for 2,000 yards, or the guy who can run 80 yards and run a 4.34.
It just doesn't seem they've made too much of an effort to get to the corner tonight.
Well, they've almost foregone the option a little bit tonight and tried some things that traditionally they can do, and that's passing on first down. And then great coverage by the safeties and the quarterbacks of Independence, which has taken away any open receivers for Richmond County. Similarly, Richmond's defense has, so far this second half, shut down a very potent offense in itself.
First down play, and they get him in the backfield.
And again, that's the speed. You've seen 2 defenses settle down as Ingram takes that little bubble swing And he's coming back towards the offensive line where they will create some openings for him there. But Richmond speed just shuts it down. Again, it's called a bubble screen, usually to a wide receiver or flanker, and he will run back towards, see the lineman downfield. And Desmond Sims, who's probably the best run attacker for a defensive lineman from Richmond, stays in position, makes the tackle.
It's a popular play in Time Not to Play book. Mario Rayleigh made a living off of that same pass pattern while he was at Independence.
It takes advantage of the speed. And again, it's a very simple play. It's a low-risk type of play, unless a corner steps out and takes a chance and picks it off. It's very rare because, as you see, corners play off these very fast wide receivers that traditionally Independence has had while Tommy Knotts has been the coach. And Richmond's defense has been able to answer the call. They've been able to put Independence in third and long and put pressure on Cox. Yep. And because of that, he's throwing behind Massaquoi on those slants, those little drag patterns, and those flag patterns, which he's had so much success for this season.
3rd down and 9. Cox throws. It is complete. He found his man. That's Wiggins.
Got to have time to make a pattern like that. You got time for the receiver to go down and out 15 yards.
That is a beautiful play.
And that offensive line is able to do that for Cox this time. 3-step drop, waiting. Got to throw while he makes that turn out. He's reading, making sure the corner's not stepping forward and taking the front of the receiver away. And because of that, he delivers it in the right location.
Ball now on the Richmond 34.
Richmond shifting the defensive line, trying to come in at different angles to upset the passing of Cox.
Get it to Massaquoi, breaks a tackle, and he'll have another 1st down.
One of the few times tonight that the Richmond corners are not able to tackle Massaquoi as he receives the ball. He's so dangerous in the yardage, not just catching the ball, the yardage he's able to incur after he's received the ball. He picks up the 1st down, and 6 of that was after he catches the ball. Watch Whitley fail to wrap him up, and that could be the fatigue factor into Richmond's defense has been on the field a lot of time here in the second half. Jamar Bryant has to seal it off. And Bryant, first time this year that he's playing in that safety position. Back in that man-to-man with 2 deep safeties trying to divide the field in halves. And what Knox can do is spin several receivers in one half the field, create openings. Nice drag pattern to Lindsey here.
Got
Good
Lindsey.
open field tackle.
Richmond's defense trying to call themselves to make a big stop here, but you feel like the offense is finally rolling. We've seen it in spits and spurts, the first drive, the second half, and the next to the last drive by Independence. But now momentum is going their side, and it could be a lot of Richmond's defense is just flat out tired how much time they've spent on the field.
Patriots are just doing what they do best. 2nd down and a pair from the 15-yard line. This passing offense has chewed up the yardage.
Because that we've got a timeout. We will see, again, it's an equipment. It's Jamar Bryant's helmet. They're having problems fixing it. Norman Whitley there. There's Mohamed Massaquoi. Coming into this game, 1,200 yards receiving.
So Bryant's got to come off the field because of equipment problems.
That means Bernard Smith will come on the field for Richmond. Now Bryant made that tackle, and as you see, the upper part of his face mask is what they're trying to repair. And Richmond could not risk a timeout, so they'll go with a substitute playing safety.
Let's see if they throw to that side of the field.
A slant to Massaquoi is wide open if Cox chooses to throw that.
They'll throw it right out to him, and he's pounded.
Hello.
Norman Whitley.
The chip block did not work. Wiggins couldn't get to him.
Well, Wiggins probably felt after that holding call on the previous series in the 3rd quarter, I'm just not going to take a chance.
He's on an island out there, out in open space. Boom.
Bam! Jesus Marumba.
That's the type that makes you count your teeth. 1, 2, uh-oh. There used to be a tooth there.
3rd down and 2. 4-down territory, obviously, at the 15-yard line. The Raiders need a stop. The Patriots are looking for a 1st down. Try to roll it up. Run play. Lindsey stretches. Ellerbe's got him by the feet, but he's got the 1st down.
Oh, yes.
Callahan and Frist in there.
Again, the strength now we're seeing with Lindsey. So few carries he's had tonight that he's be able to be fresh off the field when you're under 8 minutes. Watch the strength as he just pulls away, leans forward, takes the hit from Ellerbe, and just falls forward. No question and doubt about the first down.
Independence has now just 34 yards rushing, 240 yards passing. But they've ran just enough, and of course, the reason why they only have 34 yards rushing is the sack yardage.
Measure for the first, I believe he has got it by more than the length